Alright, been some time, but I'm back again with Basic Investigations. I'm looking to hopefully beat the next case today, finish that one off, and then I will probably move on to the third case if I have enough time left in the stream for that. Probably will, but yeah. So, pretty sure last time we left off in the case, we entered the final part. Yeah, we're at the final part of it. We're confronting the person that attempted to escape, and now we have to figure out some stuff about him. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right on in. Let's see what we got. Around the time of discovery. So it's you guys, huh? You're the ones who found my secret getaway tunnel. You know how long it took me to dig that frickin' thing? I had me a guard's uniform, a whole dug, and a plan in place. Went for on the day you found the guy. Wow, he must have spent some time planning this whole thing. But then this little guy just had to come right after me. That sack was covered in mud too. Had to go back to our cell. Ah, it would have gone way if somebody had an off night and brought you bums down here. You claim to have dug that tunnel just now. How exactly did you do it? Well, used everything I could get my hands on, see? Hammer, spoon, you name it. Spent every dime I had on this cockamamie fixer. What do I get and what I got to show for it now, huh? Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow is another day. There's an outside chance Mr. Costerato and Knight met face to face just before Knight's death. I should see what other details I can extract from him. Okay, time to press for more statements then. I don't think it's gonna be one.
Hold it.
So the tunnel was all your own work. Every inch. You see anybody else in my cell when I was there? That's quite an effort, even for an athlete. Yeah, now that I think of it, that is an insane amount of digging for one guy. Yeah, well, you don't even know the half of it, kid. But it ain't like I had a choice. Just know but I ain't don't get caught. Them's the rules the con's gotta live by. Huh? You know, the rules of being a great thief are pretty similar. Okay, I'd rather you didn't start sympathizing with the suspect. I was just joking, Mr. Edgeworth. Ain't no stinking joke to me. You punks owe me. We don't owe you. You don't owe you anything. You try to break out.
Hold it.
The uniform, was that from the fixer too? Sure was. Already had something to one of the guards. I had the guy swiped from Pal's locker. And were you wearing it when you were crawling through the tunnel? Nope, but I got dirt on it. Had to hold on to it till I got to the holding cell. But once I was out of there and all dressed up, opened the cell door, it should have been a piece of cake. Here we go, I thinks. Freedom beckons. And then the furball here jumps up at me. Which would be the moment captured on camera. I see. I'd be grateful if you could add that to your testimony. Once I add the tunnel all dressed up, open the cell door, should have been a piece of cake. We have to show how that wasn't a piece of cake, I believe. Can I review the security footage? I can't. It'd be great if I could, but no. Let me okay, you know, let me guess. So, it's all dressed up, open the cell door, should have been a piece of cake. How can I prove it wasn't quite a piece of cake? It feels like the security camera for it to be the obvious answer. Oh, wait.
Objection.
There we go. You claim that leaving the holding cell would have been a piece of cake, as you put it. Yeah, you got a problem with that? Because we can make it a problem, you catch my drift. Even once you had reached Knight's cell, you still had another door to contend with. How exactly did you plan on opening it? Dodges. Just like dodges the contradiction. Mr. Coserato, I posit that leaving the cell would have been a piece of cake only because you had the key. I don't got no stinking cow. You expect to open the door then? I didn't need one. It was a piece of cake because the door was open. I walked right out. You did not just walk right out. Guys, I suppose if Knight's cell was vacant by that point, there would have been no reason to lock it. And it was indeed unlocked when I went to examine it for myself. So perhaps when you had finally succeeded today, it was truly unlocked because it was after the murder. But you had attempted to escape previously. Yeah, security footage shows when you tried and failed because Teddy caught you. Which was during the circus performance, before the body was discovered. The holding cell was still locked at that time, because no one knew that Knight had been killed yet. Therefore, you must have had the key to his cell on you. Without it, your escape would not have been possible. Ugh. Ah! Are you saying, could he really have... I believe he could, yes. The theft of the keys was, in fact, perpetrated by none other than... Mr. Coserato. He's the one who attacked the guard. I'm about to do a knockout blow. But not just the guard. Knight 2. All to gain possession of the guard's keys. It wasn't me, you lousy bum. I didn't even know this Knight guy. After you stole the keys, you went back to your cell to avoid suspicion. And then you waited for the perfect moment to escape. A moment when the prison would be almost deserted. That's right. The moment of the show. Just before the discovery of the body. Unluckily for you, that particular attempt was thwarted by your furry friend. Recall the hold it. Oh yeah. Says who, huh? You got proof, genius? This ain't your win yet. Nuh-uh. Not knock the guard out for the count, and everybody knows it. Objection! Don't play games with me. Knight was as much of a victim as the guard in this case. Blah. As a matter of fact, I have proof the Knight had been attacked in his cell. So yeah, like, the body itself, like, shows that he probably got hit by something, so that'd probably be it. Oh yeah, the autopsy report. Yeah, okay, that doesn't detail the other thing though, so I'll go with this. Oh, nope, that was wrong. That proves it? Indeed it does. Yes, I think I see it. Very victim-y indeed. Overruled, Mr. Edgeworth, this piece of evidence is utterly meaningless. Really? Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Oh, if only she weren't here. I have to try to recall the evidence we found in Knight's cell. There's something in there that suggests what must have really happened between the two of them. I guess you had nothing after all, huh? As a matter of fact, I have proof. It was something we discovered in Knight's cell. Knight's cell, my bad. So then the evidence in Knight's cell would be, among other things, it'd be this. That's something we found in the cell. This was something we found in the cell too. But I think we've already used that for something else, so probably not. It'd probably be this, actually. Yeah. The white floor. We found traces of Knight's blood on the cleanly wiped floor of his cell. What could possibly explain such a thing other than him having been attacked? And it was you who attacked him! You ambushed both of them and stole the keys! Punch 3 times. Why, Ayana? What's with you, huh? That newspaper wiped that blood up good. Ain't no way I should have found it. Okay, but why did you think you had to wipe it up anyway? If they checked Knight in the guard's hands, they would have seen the two never came to blows. But that blood had given up the whole game. Ain't no way they don't figure out there was a third man in the ring. Plus, once they started sniffing around on the floor, they'd have found the tunnel in a heartbeat. So you wiped up the blood to try to buy yourself a little more time, so you could wait for a better opportunity. Sadly, the opportunity you sought wasn't good enough to get you clear of the prison, it seems. Now hand over the keys. Right in the kisser. Oh, he lost his mouth guard. No, Daddy. Not the polar bear jumps away. KO'd by a lousy, stinking bum. Fine, you want keys here. Hope you choke on them. Mr. Knight's cell key data update in my organizer.
Overruled.
Oh, called it. Wait a moment. If Mr. Cosrato here had the keys, indeed, Your Honor, the theory relies on Knight having used the keys he allegedly stole to escape his cell. That was the only way he would have been able to enter Mr. Saint's cell and be moved to the workshop. Unfortunately for you, we now know that that theory cannot possibly be true. No! Yep, we just threw out the whole case. We just proved that the whole case was impossible. I love it. Love it. I guess this changes things up a bit, yeah? Now the only person who could have moved Knight's body is the one person who knew about that tunnel. No, you gotta be freaking... Mr. Cosarato, you're under arrest. Come quietly now, pal. But you got the wrong guy. I didn't do nothing. Oh, I fine. I knocked up the two chumps down. I stole the keys. But after that, I went right back to my cell and waited for my moment. Next time I went to Knight's cell, there was nobody around. I mean, nobody. Plus, his body was found in the workshop. You think I just magicked my way in there or something? Think I used teleportation spells to teleport myself to the cell and then teleport nightly away to the workshop? You think that's what happened? I mean, well, no, it's right. Magic doesn't exist. Not in this world, at least. I couldn't even have gotten out of my cell. Indeed, you only had the key to Knight's cell. You couldn't have left your own cell back in the prison. But Mr. Connis's dog could. What? It was not you, but Helmet who moved the body from your cell to the workshop. I get it now. You're saying he wasn't the only con in this conspiracy. Conspiracy. Indeed. You can easily imagine that Mr. Cosarato and Mr. Connis might have worked together. Mr. Cosarato could have killed Knight and dragged him back to his cell. And then Mr. Connis's dog took him from there to the workshop. There are no restrictions on the animal's movements within the prison. Movement between the detention center and the prison proper, however, is tightly controlled. There was only one possible route, and only you could have taken advantage of it, Mr. Cosarato. Oh god, him again. How can you be so sure, huh? Maybe there's more of him, and more of him, and you just don't know. Something tells me that digging even a single tunnel was arduous enough. You got that right. You tried scrapping more than one hole in the dirt with a spoon. Lucky for me, I didn't have to dig the whole way. Somebody already did a bunch of the work for me. What? You didn't dig the entire tunnel yourself? Nope. Found when they put me in that cell. Also, it was already being worked on. What? Ran all the way from there to the well in the yard already. Even looked down the well and checked it from there. It was the same tunnel, all right. I just made good on one somebody else already started. What was the original tunnel for? Who knows? You're the one with all the answers, pal. Maybe somebody else tried to break out. Oh, or maybe the animals dug it, like to get water from the well or something. I've heard of more plausible scenarios than I've heard of more plausible scenarios than that in B-grade movies, Kay. Well's dry, kid. Ain't no water to be had down there. Though, come to think of it, the smell. It always smelled kind of nice down there. Nice? Nice. Gee, I don't know. It smells sort of like dessert, I guess. Oh. A sweet scent can be detected. I guess we know where the body really was now. A sweet scent. That sounds very familiar. Where did we come across a sweet scent before? I'm gonna present the body again. Detective Gumshoe noticed a sweet smell when we were examining Knight's body. With the help of a police dog, we followed the scent of the body and traced its route back to the prison. And that, Mr. Coswater, was how we found your tunnel. Huh. Could that same sweet scent be what you noticed coming from the well? Very clever, Mr. Edgeworth. You mean to suggest that this is evidence of the body having been moved through the tunnel? I do. Furthermore, Mr. Cosarato, you're the only person who could have done it. Nobody else had access. You have our thanks, Mr. Coserato. Truly. Finally, the truth comes out into view. Now, unburden yourself. It is time. Confess your role in this tragic incident. What? You ain't pinning this on me! I'm glad to see that we are finally in agreement, Your Honor. Oh, if only we were, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Coserato may have been an accomplice, but not a Mr. Connors. No, he was working with Mr. Knight. Are you kidding me? I'm still back to this. What do you mean? Now, I do not believe that he moved Mr. Knight's body. Instead, I believe that he lent Mr. Knight the use of the keys he stole. You gotta be kidding me! We just proved that he couldn't. Okay. Granted, it seems likely that he attacked Mr. Knight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Mr. Knight was knocked unconscious as a result. And what if he wasn't? What if he and Mr. Coserato had reached a certain agreement? Kind of agreement, exactly. Mr. Knight was plotting an escape for which he required a means of leaving his cell. And here was that precise means, in the form of the keys Mr. Coserato had just stolen from the guard. And Mr. Coserato himself would need to pass through Mr. Knight's cell in order to effect his own escape. Mr. Knight needed to only shout and alert the guards, and Mr. Coserato's plan would be ruined. And so, the two struck a deal. Lady, the only strike I do is with my fists. My, still you deny. He's literally, so he's like trying to say. So, we're agreeing that we still disagree, is what I'm hearing. Mr. Knight had Mr. Coserato unlock his cell so that when Mr. Saint arrived, he could escape into the cage. But still back to the cage. Oh my god. We're really moving the goalposts here, huh? Mr. Saint was then able to move him into the prison proper just as planned. It's like the biggest moving of the goalposts I've ever seen. Aha! And then he took Mr. Knight into the workshop and did the dirty deed. Objection! Were neither of you listening? The Center Knight's body proves that it was taken through the tunnel. It was moved from his cell to the... Crying out loud. Perhaps if you would let me finish, Mr. Edgeworth. I am not denying that Mr. Knight's body was moved through the tunnel. Then what are you driving at? Is this a trick question? As you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the sweet scent shows the route the body took. However, it did not enter the tunnel from Mr. Knight's cell. Huh? And how did it get down there? There was another possibility, one you seem to have overlooked. The well in the yard. Could a body not have entered the tunnel from there? The well in the yard? Oh yeah, that thing! Mr. Saint did not take the cage to the workshop, he took it outside. There he killed Mr. Knight and threw his body down the well. Mr. Connors' dog then dragged Mr. Knight's body here to his own cell from the bottom of the well. This is a very convoluted plan, if it was all true. So, like, from what I understand, the plan was that Coserato unlocks Knight's cell, Knight gets in the cage Simon brought. Simon wheels that cage through the entire prison to the yard, kills Knight in the yard, throws Knight down the well, and Connors' dog takes Knight through the tunnel, out of the tunnel, back for the prison again, and into the workshop for Mr. Sod to see. It's a very convoluted turn of events. What was happening in the yard at the approximate time of the body's discovery? The circus show, right? Regina and Simeon were performing for everyone. Wait, Simeon! Ah! Duh, indeed. And so you see how it must also have been him who disposed of the body. Judge Gavelle. A truly formidable opponent. She so effortlessly adjusted her theory to fit the facts. I propose Mr. Knight was taken to the yard, not the workshop. As we've established, Mr. Saint was off stage for 15 minutes. Ample time to throw the body down the well. I'm sure you all will agree. How would he have done that, though, with no one noticing? Like, anyone at all could have seen him do that, though. The well was in full view. Your deduction is impressive, Your Honor. However, even supposing the Knight's body was indeed thrown down the well, you cannot conclusively say that it was during the show. Could have happened. It could have happened at a different time. My sympathies, Mr. Edgeworth, but it simply could not have been. What? Mr. Coserado was using the tunnel around the time the show began. Mr. Coserado, did you happen to trip over a corpse while you were down there? No. Place was clean. Ugh. If the body had been in the bottom well before the show began, Mr. Coserado would have seen it. However, he saw no such thing. So that means the body ended up... Wow. Which makes it somewhat difficult to support your theory. Furthermore, Mr. Knight's body was discovered in the workshop after the show. In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved to the workshop. At some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done that but Mr. Saint? Ugh. What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? The body did indeed enter the tunnel from the well. Things don't look good for Mr. Saint. Still... Your Honor, the theory is still just that, a theory. And I posit that you lack the evidence to back it up. I concede that, for the moment, I do not. May I suggest that we investigate the yard again? Very well. May the goddess of justice go with you. Wow, we have so many people in one room. Now then, to the yard. Perhaps we can finally put this case to rest. Oh, shoot. What's that sound? Yikes, is there a fire? Did somebody else escape? Should we maybe skip down? Should we maybe skip down too? Darlings, please, there's nothing to be alarmed about. By which I mean, that's not an alarm, it's the dinner bell. Although I suppose it is rather alarming if you aren't used to it. Certainly scared the heck out of me. I'm so sorry, Sweet Pea. I hope you can forgive us. All right, you two, but back to your post. Chop chop. Yes, ma'am. There it goes. There we go. And as for you, Rocco Cosolato, it's time you went back to your room. Ugh. Fine, I get the picture. Come on, Teddy. We're out of here. What on the guard? We'd like to take one more look at around the yard now. Oh, darlings, don't you have homes of your own to go to? Visiting hours are over, I'm afraid. Tomorrow, No, it's imperative that we investigate it right away. I think we've had quite enough excitement for one day, don't you? Murderers, escapees, so eventful. It's time our guests went home to Betty Buys, isn't it? Yes, it is. Ugh. No, come on, now, darling. Don't make me bore you with all that I'm in the warden, this is an order nonsense. Well, I'm the judge, and I can make orders myself. Or not, I guess. One on the guard is right. For what is law here, I must respect her wishes. Miss Edgeworth, your investigation of the yard will have to wait until tomorrow. You may keep your badge for now. Matter you're standing can wait. I bid you all good day. There they go. What are you waiting for, kittykins? Off you go. Fine. At least there is a tomorrow. Fine. At least there is a tomorrow for me. Judge Cavell believes that Knight's body was dropped down the well, and then taken from Mr. Coserato's cell to the workshop. But is that truly the case? Do the facts really support her theory? She also seems to believe Mr. Saint had to be the one to move the body. But was he really the only one with the opportunity to do so? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Tomorrow's another day. We'll figure out a way to save Simeon. I know we will. Yes, we will. We'll prove that Mr. Saint is innocent, beyond a shadow of a doubt. To be continued. Alright, let's move on to the next part then. Recreation. Oh, so Kay's gonna... Okay. 12 a.m. Prison yard. So this is the next day now. Here we are again. Let's hope we can find something this time that will finally reveal the truth behind it all. Although that might be easier said than done. There's nothing left to investigate. Judge Cavell's deduction yesterday. There is another possibility. One you seem to have overlooked. I just read all this. I already know all this. Oops. Well, thrown down the well and moved to the workshop. I already know this. I've already read all this. Moving on. Moving on. Had Knight's body really been thrown down the well? The answer to that question will surely show us the way forward. Ooh. But before we begin, I should tell you my organizer a little. Unnecessary evidence has been removed, meaning evidence has been rearranged. Okay, let's see what we have. So we still have the... Okay, so this first page is still the same. We have the building layout, the rope, rubber glove, door sensors, bloody chart, pocket chest set, Knight's body, prison roll call, chest diagram, dog chest piece, prison search, cape, footage, tunnel, autopsy report, chisel, and bell. I think we only lost two pieces of evidence there. It was the dog. The dog got taken out, and then one other thing got taken out. Let's see here. Okay, wait. So that not in full view. Never mind. I thought I remembered the well being a bit further out in the yard. My bad. Huh? There's a cover on it. Dried up wells, slap bang in the middle of a prison. Figures it'd be locked. Well, luckily, I'm a master lockpicker. Want me to do my stuff? I think not. We'll do this investigation by the book. Come on, don't be such a stick in the mud. Whoa! What is it, Kate? The lock's broken. And from the looks of it, it's been broken for a long time. If that's the case, then anyone could have thrown Knight's body down the well. Mr. Cabell's theory is that Mr. Saint carried out the murder here in the yard. And then during the performance, he threw the body down the well. What are you thinking, Mouserino? Plausible or no? Oh, why don't we see if Mr. can help us out again? He'll be able to tell us if Mr. Knight's body was here, and which way it went. Good idea. I'll call Detective Gumshoe. Gonna have to wait for him to arrive, though. It's gonna take a bit. He doesn't have a car. He only has an apartment at $50. Gumshoe speaking. Detective, I need your assistance. Come to the prison yard, and bring Missile with you. You bet, sir. Gumshoe's 7 secret weapons to the rescue again, huh? I'm fairly sure Missile belongs to the precinct. I'd also like you to bring one of our witnesses. Call the Berry Big Circus and ask Mr. Regina Berry to come down here with you. Yes, sir. I'll be there before you know it. Alright. And now we wait. So, what shall we do while we're waiting for Gummy? How about a quick game of hide-and-go-seek? Fun idea, kiddo, but where exactly would we hide? He's not seriously considering it. Your game can wait, Kay. We need to call on one of your more practical stills. I think you know the one. Oh, you bet I do. One crime scene recreation coming right up. Say what now? Let me show you. Introducing a great secret weapon, a little thief. I don't know what this is gonna look like. What's that, like a little device? Whoa, screen's appearing in thin air. There's some next level tech, little sis. Wanna talk me through the deets? What are you doing now? I'm inputting everything we need for the stimulation. Allow me to explain. This is Mr. Thief. It's a device that can recreate crime scenes at specific moments in time based on the data you feed it. How about I start us off with a recreation of what the yard looked like yesterday? Good idea. That was when they were in the middle of the tearing down the stage. We didn't pay much attention to the well then. Who knows? May have overlooked something. Leave it to me. I'll use the photo I took. Beep beep boop boop beep. That's all the data. It's got pump projection power to max, and dark skies of evening where no but the bird tails take wing. One alone remains all seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern day Robin Hood. Yipes! What is this? Everything's green. It's a recreation of how things were yesterday. I modeled on the data I gave Little Thief. This gadget was a tool to be used by this gadget was a tool used by the original Yatagarasu, but they used it to plan robberies. Well, there's no harm in using it for something on the right side of the law now. Oh, keep in mind, they can only recreate what you tell it to. It can't simulate things it doesn't have data for. If the data itself contains mistakes, then you'll wind up with those same mistakes in the recreation too. But this particular recreation is based on Kay's photos. We shouldn't run into any problems. That's enough preamble. Shall we get started? Begin investigation! Don't forget, you can examine stuff in the recreation just like in real life. You can also present evidence to try to clear up any inconsistencies you find. Of course. Thank you for the reminder. Now let's take a look at the well. Got a bunch of stuff here that wasn't here before. We should examine this area carefully. It may hold the clue we need. 30 pounds? Some metal weight of some kind. Looks like it weighs... Ugh, projection makes it a little tricky to read. Do you remember how heavy it was, Kay? Sure, it was 30 pounds. Logic! What does anyone need such a heavy weight for anyway? Doesn't seem related to the circus show at any rate. There's a sturdy-looking hemp rope lying on the ground. Kind of reminds me of the ropes we used for playing tug-of-war in school. The answer is no, Kay. What? I didn't even say anything! Yet. I see it also has a metal stick attached to one end. Oh yeah, looks like something you used to put up a tent. But there was no tent, was there? In which case, what was it used for? There's nothing of interest here. Oh, come on! It's like something of interest right here! Oh, what are a bunch of police doing here? They don't seem to be well police for lifting buckets. Looks like it was designed for raising and lowering a bucket. No sign of the bucket, though. Do I have any logic from before? No, I don't, that's the only bit of logic I have. Oh, yeah, the well itself. The well is behind the stage, which means there aren't many people who could have thrown Knight's body down during the show. This is looking worse and worse than Mr. Saint. So what do you think all the stuff around the well was used for? I can't see any of the animals needing them for their part of the performance. Indeed, nothing immediately strikes me as likely purpose. We'll have to ask Miss Barry later. Okay, I'll examine the stage now. Yes, this is where the circus show stage stood. You think people would be interested in a great thieving show? I'm sure the police would be very eager to attend. They'd arrest you on the spot. These chairs must have been for the audience. Wow, pity whoever had to put them all away. Really? Why? Ha! You've clearly had a bunch of boring chairs before, huh? Not personally. Told other people. This is the same line. This is the same line as before. I'll consider it. Same line. Those are the same lines as before. What was the name of our drunk happy friend again? Azia the Asian elephant. Of course. How could I forget? Not exactly inspired, though, is it? Was Miss Barry having an off day when she came up with it? Oh my gosh, Miss Edgeworth! Not upon the poor elephant herself! There's no elephant here! It's just a hologram, Kay! I suspect that's about all there is to find for now. I think the gumshoe should be here soon, too. Kay, can you pow down Mr. Thief now? Sure thing! Prepare to return to normality! That was actually a lot quicker than I thought it was gonna be. Yay! Sorry, sir. Came as quick as I could. Ha! Speak of the devil. Ah, detective. It was indeed impressively quick. You know me, sir. Never did like to keep you waiting. Thanks for coming all this way too, Gina. No problem. This seemed way more fun than rehearsals, so I ditched them for the day. Oh, Mo. Oh, probably not happy about that. It's very much appreciated. Alright, detective. Let's get started with Missile. Yes, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, boy. Oh. What's the matter? Come on, boy, come on. What's wrong with him? Looks like he's scared of something, sir. Oh, it's an alligator. An alligator? As he's not a fan, sir. Well, I doubt you'll be of much help to us like this. Any other bad ideas, Malcerino? Yes, actually. Miss Barry, would you mind lending us a hand? Oh, I'd love to. Just what you need. Do you want to teach Allie some tricks? I don't doubt she could do it, but nothing quite like that. I'd simply like an account of what the yard looked like during the show. I like where this is going. You think I'd be using Little Thief again, am I right? If you'd be so kind. Okay, I plugged in all the data. Firing up the simulation. Wheel. Here you go. This is what the yard looked like was like during the show. The time in which the body was reported to have been thrown down the well. Oh wow, so amazing! It's like magic. No magic here, just sweet, sweet data. Which is why him. The area behind the stage is missing. Yeah, Regina said she wasn't involved in getting the stage set up, so we don't have any data on what it was like back there. No data, no simulation, huh? Brutal. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's all because I let Simeon do everything by himself. Oh no, it's all my Freely Associates' fault. Objection, Fender. Anyway, we got a fresh simulation now, but we still have the other data too. Now I can switch back whenever you want the recreation of them taken out of stage. So we can examine the scene both during and after the show, and switch between the two at will. Like switch between the recreations by using Y to talk with K. Now then, let's continue our investigation, shall we? Alright. Let's start investigating everything here first. A story of forbidden love between a tiger and an elephant. Wish I could have seen it. Wish I could have seen Simeon up there on that stage too. Oh, he was wonderful, the way he flew off that stage. Yes, that scene. The victory is depicted in a very unique manner, whereby the villain is sent flying from the stage. Having an objective from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. And you're saying the crime took place during that time. Roughly how long would you say Mr. Saint was off stage for, Miss Berry? Let's see. I guess it was around 15 minutes? Just as Judge Gavell said. Isn't it pretty airy health and safety-wise, having an elephant fling a guy off the stage? Not at all. She's very, very gentle. I'm not sure it changes much if she flings him gently or roughly. Too gentle, in fact. When we first rehearsed it, she barely nudged him. But by the end, he was flying off that stage. Not because of Ajay, though. Simeon had figured out how to do some kind of trick, apparently. Isn't that amazing? A trick? Do you have any idea what kind of trick? Who? Me? No, it was Simeon's big thing. I want to know where to start. I think I have an idea of where to start with that. Yeah, I have 40 things, so definitely okay. Yep, that's what I thought. The trick Mr. Saint performed for his big seed. Could have something to do with all the items we found by the well. Okay, I'd like to have another look at the equipment around the well from yesterday. Can you have Mr. Thief bring up a recreation from when they were tearing down the stage? You got it. Take another look at these items. Could they not have been used for this trick of Mr. Saint's? Sounds plausible enough. Hey, maybe I could add it to the simulation. Good idea. Please go and ask Mr. Saint for the details. Roger that. I'll be right back. 15 minutes later. I'm back, and he told me exactly how he did it. Excellent. Well, how does it work? He said he used the pulley at the top of the well to suspend a heavy weight from a rope, and lowered that down into the well. The other end of the rope went through 2 more pulleys. And it was tied around his body. I see. So he used the downward pull of the weight to help him launch himself into the air. How did he make sure the weight only dropped when he wanted it to? He used a stake to stop it. That's how. Miss Berry doesn't seem to know anything about the trick or the contraption he built for it. In which case, I suppose it must have been Mr. Saint himself who pulled out the stake. That's right. And to do that, he used a second length of rope. He tied it to the stake, and then when he gave it a sharp tug, woo! The stake was released, and the weight dropped down the well. It's a great trick. I have to steal it. This one has to go in the Great Thieves repertoire. It may not be quite that easy. These kinds of circus tricks can require years of practice to master. Simply stealing the idea won't be enough. Alright, practice it is then. Well, before you run away to do so, would you mind updating the simulation? Oh, right. Then we can see how it all works for ourselves. Okay, switch back to the recreation of the performance. So now we know what the well was like during the performance. And now to add in the data. Well, the thief should be able to reproduce the trick now. There you go. So this is how Mr. Saint performed his trick. Mr. Saint's trick, and I'm already seeing a contradiction. If he used this for the trick, that weight should not be there. Seems full of surprises, huh? I mean, dropping a weight down a well to help him fly off stage like that? That's genius. Indeed, but I imagine would have needed quite a lot of weight. More than him at the very least. It would have taken some serious pull to lift him into the air like that. Yeah, probably a ton of practice. Okay, hang on. We have more. Pulling force, 30-pound weight. Like, we couldn't deduce that immediately. Anyways. Wait, doesn't this seem odd to you? No. You haven't noticed, Detective. There's something strange about the weights we found. How heavy it is. The one weight on its own wouldn't be heavy enough. A single 30-pound weight couldn't have lifted Mr. Saint off the ground. Oh yeah! In which case, could there perhaps be some weights missing? Sounds like a job for my 7 secret weapons, sir. Should the need to use them arise, I suppose I should speak with him then. Do I have anything else? No, okay. So I guess I should talk to him now to continue this. Does it work, sir? I know just what you're looking for. It's spraying all over your face. It is. So maybe temporarily out of action, but my fishing rod is good to go whenever you need it. Oh, if you want to give the metal detector a shot, I have that too. I've never seen him get so excited. I'll be sure to let you know if I need either of them, Detective. Oh. So, this was the metal detector. Was like the metal detector put in there so I could use it for. Well, the weight is metal, so. Yep, there we go. Detective, I need one of your secret weapons. Roger that! The metal detector, if you would be so kind. Ah, jeez. I'm never gonna get used to use my fishing rod. So before we get started, let me run you through how the metal detector works, sir. It's simple enough. It uses this sound. And this gauge to tell you how close you are to something made of metal. The closer you get, the more strongly we realize it's hitting fender. when it starts going wild like this, just give me the order to examine the spot where I'm standing. Say, what do we got here? Oh, the fence. Anyway, that's how it all works. You tell me where you want to look, sir, and I'll get right on it. Oh, cool. I'm playing as Gumshoe. Got something here. Sir, pick up something over here. Let's take a little look-see. Huh? Found these little guys in the grass. They're the same as weight we found by the well. It must be from Mr. Saint's trick. Did someone hide these here on purpose? I count 4 altogether, sir. They'd be more than heavy enough to send him flying. So somebody hid several of the same weights as the one by the well. But why? And why over here? Yes, nice work, me. Yeah! Alligator! I think they gave you a heart attack. Huh? Oh, what's the matter, Detective? It's the metal detector, sir. It's reacting to the alligator. What? How? You sure it's not responding to the weights we just found? No, sir. I'm sure this is something different. And I'm sure it's coming from the alligator. And she's gone. Ha! We scared that big snapper good. I don't think that's it, Kay. Huh? Then what is it? Ellie hasn't been herself lately. That's the name. Ellie, the warden's favorite pet. She wouldn't even look at the food Warden LaGuard brought her yesterday. She was acting as if, I don't know, as if maybe she eaten something that didn't agree with her. Maybe that metal detector responded to whatever she ate, sir. Well, no! What if she ate one of the weights? I highly doubt that even an alligator could swallow a 30-pound lump of iron. So what did the metal detective actually pick up? And why would someone hide those weights? Perhaps I missed something when I looked at the equipment by the well. Okay, could you recreate the scene again? Coming right up. It takes 5 seconds every time. Oh, so now I have to do something? That's what I got. That's the only thing I have. Hang on, let's have Kate switch it back real quick. Mr. Thing used the well to construct a contraption that was sent him flying from the stage. It made clever use of 2 ropes. 2 ropes. But in the teardown creation, there wasn't only. I should try switching to the other simulation and double check. Oh, okay, now I'm getting it. Hang on. Yes, change, and I'm gonna deduce with the rope. Because I think we found out where the other rope went. Deduce, and this is related to evidence somehow. Eureka! This piece of evidence reveals a contradiction at the scene of the crime. Getting suspicious, Mr. Edgeworth. Gotta say, I don't get it either, sir. Well, if you look here. Yes, this contraption. I'm not imagining things. It's missing something. It's missing a second rope. Why didn't... Okay. Why wasn't the rope it? Or, hang on. Oh, I was supposed to... Okay. Wrong thing. Right idea, wrong thing. Think about the 2 recreations. One during the performance and the one we're looking at right now. There's a major difference between the 2. Namely, the one the ropes is missing. Oh yeah. Mr. Saint's trick wouldn't work with the only items we see before us. So what happened? Where did the missing rope go? I think one of the pieces of evidence we collected might tell us exactly that. Really? What shows us where the missing rope went? The rope itself? The rope was found. This rope was found beside Knight's body. Wait, you mean? Yes, must have been the other rope used in Mr. Saint's trick. So you're saying, yes, this rope did indeed have a weight attached to it, but it wasn't any of the iron weights we found. Those were hidden in the bushes we replaced with something else. What was Mr. Edgeworth? Come on, I'm dying here. Think about what the rope we found in the workshop was related to. Do that, and you'll soon figure out the answer. The weight dropped down the well in place of the iron weights was. Yikes! It can only have been Knight's body that was dropped down the well. What? Mr. Knight's body was the weight? Yes, somebody swapped out the weights used for Mr. Saint's trick, and Mr. Saint used the contraption to make his exit from the stage. When he let the rope around his body loose, both the rope and Knight's body fell to the bottom of the well. That rope was never used to restrain Knight. It was used to suspend his body halfway down the well. From this, we can easily see why most of the weights were hidden. So that no one would realize they've been replaced with the body. Precisely. We can then further deduce that they were hidden by the killer. Well there, gang. Wasn't poor old Bronco stabbed in the neck? Wouldn't there be blood everywhere, flowing down the well? The killer thought of that, which is why they used this. What did the killer use to stop Knight's blood from going everywhere? The tarp. This tarp was found with the body. I think it's likely that Knight's corpse was wrapped in it. Oh, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. It's all coming together now. I love it. But all we're doing is proving the body did go down the well, which means we're helping prove that Stamium was the killer. No, not quite. What about what Judge Gavell said yesterday? Ah, but Mr. Saint was truly the killer. Why would he need to go to such lengths to commit his crime? That's true. Light's body fell down the well when Mr. Saint used his contraption during the show. Therefore, it reveals nothing about what the real killer actually was, what they were doing at the time. It's only designed to throw suspicion onto those who were not at the show. Yeah, I guess we did suspect Mr. Connors right away, huh? That was the killer's goal, to make us think the crime took place during the show. In other words, they used the well contraption to construct an alibi. Miss Barry, when exactly did Mr. Saint put his contraption together? It would have to have been the day before the show. The night before, actually. Yes, we started getting ready for the show around at 9 p.m. I think we finished around midnight? In which case, the killer must have switched the weights out for the body after that point. Updating the organizer. Did Connors know about this contraption? Even if he did, he wouldn't have been able to do much with it. Now, I highly doubt that he taught this dog to suspend bodies halfway down wells. Which means Connors isn't the killer. I have more logic now. Huh. I don't think those fit together. It's as bad as it looks, sir. Poor little guy scared out of his skin. I'd hope to give him a track that scent again, but that clearly isn't in the cards now. I haven't talked to Regina at all, actually. I should probably do that. Let me talk to Regina. No, there we go. So are you coming to visit the prison often, Regina? I sure do. I have so many little friends here. It's wonderful. Now, also, sweeties, the old faces in the new. I made a new friend only yesterday. Ellie is just the cutest. Cute. The full-grown alligator looking in the depths of the pond. Are you sure about that? You know, worrying you could just walk up and chomp, you know. Oh, don't be silly. She'd never do anything like that. Especially since she's not doing great. I heard she hasn't been herself since yesterday. I'm so worried about her. You guys worried too, right? Right? Yeah, totally. Super worried. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, super. Don't rope me into this. Yeah. Great thief's great secret weapon. Killing me intrigued, Mouse-Reno. Not exactly by the book stuff, though, yeah? Using the great thief doodads in an official investigation. Oh, not with the depth stairs, Chief. I'm cool. Okay, I can keep a secret. Anything but the truth, am I right? It's possible that vital evidence has already been destroyed. Without case reproduction of the scene, we have no hope of finding it. I'm very relaxed. Like I said, I'll just zip it and nod politely when you cats do your thing. Thank you. That'd be very helpful. A wicker basket. Rather a cart, given the wheels. Hey, wouldn't it have been fun to hop in and race down a hill? Oh, you know what else would be fun? Racing down a hill on office chairs. Where did any of that come from? This pond is home to Warden Lagarde's beloved alligator. And look, those bones must be from our latest meal. I somewhat doubt an alligator could pick a carcass clean like that. You think? I got the feeling she was rather ladylike in her own way, actually. If you say so. Well, I do. I kinda have a sixth sense for these things. Interesting talent, though not one I'm particularly envious of. Let's switch to the performance again. Okay then. The chairs are lined up ready for the show. And we know there were good 2 seats during the performance. Huh, something about this space. The way the seats are arranged reminds me of a karaoke contest I entered as a kid. You entered a karaoke contest? I sure did, and I came in second. Even in the depths of the night, though I know the bird dares take flight. One alone soars to shine, the light of righteousness in the world's blight. Tell me you didn't actually sing that. I sure did. She did well to take second place. Perhaps stole is more apt. Or is it more that she failed to steal first place? No, I'm overthinking this. Oh, the basket was empty in the other recreation. Oh yeah, but it was definitely empty in the photo I took too. Oops, sorry, I made a mistake when I was filling you in earlier. Oh, that basket's for holding Ajay's food, but on the morning of the show, all the apples that were in it had vanished. Poof! I totally forgot to mention it. Sorry. Disappearing apples. I should make a note of this. Okay, okay, good. Now we have something new. Depend the hell does A, the Asian elephant. Now empty as the lady herself is on stage. I wonder how they got her in here in the first place. What do you mean? Well, the entrance to the art is people-sized. And there's like a gazillion megawatts pumping through that fence. Kinda risky, no? I don't want to turn off the electricity. Yeah, but then all the prisoners would escape. Through an entrance blocked by an elephant? I think not. Yeah, this is a real puzzle, right? I'll need to give some more thought. She seems to be enjoying the challenge. I'll leave her to it. Alright. The apples in the basket were likely eaten by Ajay. Really? That's strange. And I made sure to put the cart where her trunk couldn't reach them. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Oh yes, it was still full of apples the night before the show. Then we must consider the possibility that the cart was moved to somewhere within Ajay's reach. A large basket full of apples couldn't have been moved by the wind. Something means somebody moved it for a reason. So before the show had even started, the cart had been moved, and its apples eaten. This seems to be the most probable timeline. Let's update the recreation, okay? Will do. I'll add that into the simulation of the performance then. Update based on what Regina told us now. There, all done. They have to be connected, right? Yep, there we go. The basket was moved the night before the circus performance, and we deduced that the weights was switched out for the body at around the same time. Hard to chalk that up to a coincidence, huh? Then the next question we should be asking is, why was the cart moved? I think I can hazard a guess. The cart would have been blocking that door, which can only mean that somebody needed to open it. Now let's see what's... Oh, great, it's locked. Let me ask a guard for help. Hey, Mr. Guard! Why is everything green out here, man? What's going on? Guard randomly walks out, sees everything green. It's just... No, like, if there's, like, windows in the prison cells, too, some prisoners could be so confused they'll look out the window. Yes, miss, what can I do for you? That was fast. Guard, where's the key for this door? Oh, the warden keeps hold of that. I'll go ask him for it. Warden Guard is the only one with a key. Meaning if somebody did open the door, they would have had to get it from her somehow. Thanks for the help. Look at all these breakers. They must control the electricity for the whole prison. So we're thinking somebody got in here the night before the show, right? But why? What were they trying to do? Well, I doubt they came here by mistake thinking it was a break room. They must have had to come to tamper with the switches. Did they turn off the power to something? Come to think of it, wasn't there something that lost power? What might have lost power that had a breaker been flipped? Oh shoot. Oh, 3-hour gap in the footage. Ah!
Take that!
There was a 3-hour gap in the security camera footage. Oh yeah, there was! So somebody flipped the breaker it was connected to. Seems very likely. Do you think it was the killer? It's true that shutting off the cameras would have made things easier for them. It would! Which means the killer would have to be someone who had access to the breakers. And it seems only one person has the key. It couldn't be, could it? Breakers jotted down the organizer. Alright, little thief, your work here is done. We got everything. Yeah, my health back. I need my health. And time for the confrontation. Nope. First on the scene, the early bird wins the worm. Good morning, Mr. Winter. What? You? How'd you get here before me? Good morning, Mr. Edgeworth. I see you made an early start. I see you made a late one, Judge Cavell. This is not my only case. I'm a very busy woman. Not all of us enjoy the freedom of a prosecutor relieved of his only current responsibility. Ugh. Oh, I do apologize. I meant, of course, an associate attorney. Associate? We're like asinine. We'll see about that. Eustace, let's begin the investigation of the yard. Okay, I'll get some of the officers to help. Hold it! That won't be necessary. Why not? We've already finished investigating the yard, and won quite the prize in the process. Won? I'm supposed to be the winner! Not this time. Your name is now Eustace Loser. Your Honor, I would like to revisit your theory from yesterday, in order to thoroughly disprove it. I would caution you to choose your words carefully, Mr. Edgeworth. I am sure you remember, your badge is in my hands. How could I forget? You've told me several dozen times already. Perhaps you care to try a different threat? You have been warned repeatedly, yes? And each time our words seem to have fallen on deaf ears. Let me make this crystal clear. The committee cannot and will not tolerate insubordination. The fate of my badge and the whims of the committee are no concern to me now. The only thing that concerns me is proving Simeon Saint's innocence. Interesting. And spoken like a true defense attorney. In that case, I shall be equally uncompromising. In the name of the goddess of justice, I will strike down your case without mercy. And when I'm done, your career as prosecutor will be over as well. I hope you do not come to regret this. My theory remains the same as when I related to you yesterday. Mr. Coswater did not see Mr. Knight's body when he passed through the tunnel. As such, the body could only have been dropped down the well during the show. We both know the only one who could have dropped the body down there during the show is Mr. Saint. That's still your assertion? And you can prove it, of course. Of course you can! Who do you think you're up against? What Eustace means to say is that we received the final autopsy report just ahead of our arrival. She really is a very busy woman. She's looking after baby Winter. After baby Winter! The victim appears to have died the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the night before the show, the cause of death is as stated. It seems the wound is 4 inches deep. Simeon Saint was off stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was plenty of time for him to throw the victim's body down the well. Judge Cavell hasn't investigated the yard yet, which means I fear there may be something of a flaw in your theory, Your Honor. You seem to be very confident of that. But do you have any evidence to prove it? Yes, I think I just might. Okay, so I need to find the statement and present the proper evidence. Well, no, that is true. It was dropped down during the show. But that is technically true, though, isn't it? Because let me press these two statements to be sure. Can you talk us through your reasoning on that a little more? The day before the performance, Mr. Knight borrowed the keys from Mr. Coserato, or more specifically, the key to a cell. Mr. Knight then used the key to leave his cell and enter Mr. Saint's cage. Mr. Saint took Mr. Knight to the yard in that cage, and that's where he killed him. The following day, Mr. Coserato crawled his way through the tunnel, but there was no body there yet. Wait a second, that doesn't add up. Mr. Coserato smelled that sweet smell, so Mr. Knight must have been in the tunnel already. No, his body did not pass through the tunnel until sometime after Mr. Coserato crawled through it. Mr. Coserato used the tunnel right around the time the show was starting. The body was discovered just after the performance ended. From which he deduced that the body could only have been thrown down the well during the show. Yes, and who the culprit must be. Check it again just in case. Are you sure about that? Could nobody else have done it? I understand that Miss Bear was on stage for the entire performance. Most of the prisoners were watching the show, and those who were not have plausible alibis. What about the guards? They too were watching the show, as was the warden. How can you be so sure? Of guard could have easily approached the well unnoticed. None of the guards left the post during the show. I've checked this for myself, you know. I took statements from each and every one of them. Ugh, she's thorough, I'll give her that. Are you finally ready to accept the truth? That the killer could only have been Simeon Saint? Prosecutor hasn't carried out a full investigation of the yard yet, which means we got the advantage for a change. Let's review the evidence we gathered during our investigation of the yard. Okay, so it's gonna be either we've only got two things during this whole thing. That's the trick. Yep, that was right. Okay. Sorry, Your Honor, but there's something else you're going to have to take into account. The well in the yard was rigged up to create a certain unique contraption. A contraption? Go on. You will recall that Mr. Saint was sent flying from the stage by the elephant? I do, just before he was to be absent for some time. He was only able to fly through the air thanks to a weighted rope he tied to himself. Dropping the weighted end down the well allowed him to complete the trick. Wait, when does him flying as soon as he stepped on the stage? It's simple, really. He kept the weight from falling by using a stake to keep the rope in place. With a second rope, he was able to pull the stake free and thereby controlling when the weight was dropped. We have found evidence to suggest that the original weight was replaced with Knight's body. This was done by the real killer in order to create an alibi. The estimated time of death tells us that the murder took place early in the morning. The killer could have tampered with the contraption in the time between the murder and the show. You're saying Mr. Saint himself set this contraption up, right? Well then, who do you think is the number one most likely person to use a disposable body, Even you must see how this looks. If Mr. Saint was the killer, he could have simply done as Mr. Judge Gambit theorized without these extra steps. Miss Barry! Yes? Does anyone else know how Mr. Saint's trick works? Well, let's see. We had to get the prison's approval on what we were going to perform, so I don't think Simeon's the only one who knows. And there you have it. Interesting. You have certainly been diligent in your investigation, and yet I fail to comprehend your actions still. Why do you not work to do what is right? Is what I'm doing wrong? If so, who is it that deems as so? How can you not grasp even that? How can you not see that you are doing wrong at this very moment? You are a prosecutor. You aid the defense. This flies in the face of common sense. You are breaking every rule in the book. I think only of what is right and just, and I act as I see fit in each situation I'm confronted with. This is the path I've chosen. Whether you can comprehend that choice is immaterial. But if you mean to stand in my way, I will fight back with all I can bring to bear. Perhaps the goddess of justice is testing me. Very well. If it is her will, then we must fight. Then I shall end this, once and for all. Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another reason why only Mr. Saint can be the killer. If the body was moved from the yard to the workshop, then Mr. Knight must have first been brought here to the yard from his cell. The only person who had the opportunity to do that is Simeon Saint, and thus he remains the only plausible suspect. Mr. Saint took a cage for him to Mr. Knight's cell. That was a very short testimony. Why took such an unwieldy object all the way to the holding cells? Yeah, it is pretty sus. We all met Mr. Saint. That's exactly the kind of thing he would do. It's entirely plausible that he took the cage with him out of absent-mindedness and nothing else. Maybe plausible, but it's no more or less plausible than him having helped Mr. Knight to escape. I need some real solid evidence if I'm going to get her to budge. This is where I show the breakers, right? I assume? Nope. We're gonna revise your testimony? No, you are wrong. You are very wrong. I'm going to blow up your health bar now. It's like swings the gavel at the health bar. Well, that blew up in my face. Would this be the security footage?
Objection!
Yep. Mr. Saint is far from the one who had the opportunity. Which opportunity are we talking about again? We previously established the time code on the security footage was off by 3 hours. And from this we can deduce that there must have been a power outage lasting for that length of time. During which anyone could have moved around the prison undetected. Do you mean to say that our killer intentionally created this 3-hour gap? That it was no small camera malfunction. Is that even possible? It was completely possible to create a 3-hour gap using the breakers.
Take that!
Our investigation of the yard turned up something rather interesting. A panel of breakers, one which could be used to cut the power to the security cameras. We also learned that the door of the power room may have been opened around the time of the murder. What? Such a shame to see one so capable fall so short of the mark. Mr. Edgeworth knows what he's doing. Then how does he explain the lock on the power room door? Oh yeah, it was kind of locked up tight. And the boy is the only one with the key. Those breakers are vital to the prison's infrastructure, so I very much doubt anyone could have gained access to the power room's key so easily.
Objection!
No, but one person could have. I beg your pardon? That person, the killer, had easy access to it, in fact. And what's more, the position here is such that nobody would dare question them.
Objection!
What? There's no one like that! The breaker to the electric fence is in there! They would be questioned in an instant! There's only one person who meets the criteria. I can hardly believe it myself, but I have to follow where the logic leads. The person who had access to the power room key was... Where is she? There she
Take
is.
that!
The real culprit is... Walks right in, Warden Lagarde. Oh, just look at you. Aren't you the cutest little poochie-woo? He's not just a pretty face. Mr. also has quite the nose with sweet things. It seems he's smelling something very sweet indeed, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you make me blush. I'm not even wearing perfume. Then perhaps it is the sweet stench of death. You're a regular poet, aren't you? Oh, I had no idea. But if I didn't know better, I'd almost think you were calling moi the killer. That is precisely what I'm calling you. What? What? Warden Lagarde is the killer? Mr. Edgeworth, do you realize what you're saying? Oh, such a naughty boy. How can you suspect me? I'm the one in charge around here. Oh! What? Okay. It's like we're in a murder mystery entry. And especially an equally far-fetched. It's preposterous. Sadly, it is not, although I can hardly believe it myself. But this is where the evidence points. We must trust in the evidence. This piece of evidence proves that Warden Lagarde is the killer. Would it be the breakers again, or... I guess I show the breakers again, huh? Oh no. No, it's not. This proves you're the killer. No, I'm going to blow up your health bar now. Ah, that wasn't it. Oh, wait. Okay. Right. This is no joke, Warden. You are the killer. Right. What was I even thinking? Of course it was going to be in this nice body. Son portrays you, Warden. And here is your accuser. The police dog? We had him track a sweet scent that was lingering around Knight's body back when it was first found. He now appears to be smelling the same scent, and it's coming from you. Oh, darling, you're priceless, really you are. Your evidence is with suspicion. Verity, dear, do put him in his place. Oh, it seems Judge Gambit may have reached a similar conclusion to myself. You believe it to be no mere coincidence, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. After all, she had the key, and the scent found lingering on the body is hers as well. We're just one or the other, or we might be able to brush off as coincidence. However, indeed, Then it seems a conclusion approaches. Perhaps we should hear what the warden has to say for herself. We should. When we have, this case will finally be at an end. You're all being simply awful. Stop looking at me like that. Me, the killer? How could I possibly do such a thing? Verity told me everything she knows about the case, sweetie. The victim died in his cell, so by your logic, I would have had to killed him there. How am I supposed to have moved the body? Especially I never went to the prison. I was too busy with work, you see. I was scooped up in my office right before the show began. Sorry, I'm yawning. Tell you like, we'll find a record anywhere of me having entered or left the prison proper. I haven't the first idea of what harebrained theories you little scamps have cooked up, but I'm innocent. There's simply no way I could have been the killer. Give me a break. This doesn't lie. Don't make it hard for everyone and just come clean. Oh dear, I'm afraid you are the one making things difficult. As I just said, I never went into the prison. If you think I'm lying, go and check the records. She really wants us to check those records, which means they won't help us. Or just to find another way of getting the truth out of her. Please, Miss Edgeworth, stop being a big silly. You made a boo and you know it. I didn't do it! Okay, Verity told me.
Hold it!
The murder took place in his cell. You seem very happy to accept that. And why shouldn't I be? It seems the most likely place for it to have happened without drawing attention. Besides, they found Knight's blood in his cell. Yes, but that was from being struck by Mr. Coserato. Though I needn't tell of that, I suppose. I think there's also no testimony to the contrary. What does it matter? Knight being killed in his cell doesn't go against any of the facts anyway.
Hold it!
Do you have any evidence that you didn't enter the prison? Please, darling, let me finish. That goes right there.
Hold it!
So you were in your office the whole time. And you didn't notice anything unusual. No, can't say that I did. And you didn't notice anything missing. I must confess, I'm more the messy girl, and I've kept for one at that. Put something down, and it's lost forever. This curse, darling, a curse. I even lost some important evidence recently. It's gone, proof, just like that. What? And she still has a job! Honestly, if somebody came into my office and took something, it might be used before I noticed. Ugh. Seems like I need more than the power room key to expose her. Good to know that won't be the answer. On the day of the murder, I was working in my office and looking for something I misplaced. Even if I had a reason to go to the prison, I simply wouldn't have had the time.
Objection!
Nope. I was more thinking like, of course it would be any records. The camera's rough. Watch out, Malzo! Incoming! Boom! Ah, my health again! I swear I could swear some of my life flashed from my eyes. I better try a different approach. Let's see what he has to say. The only time Knight's body could have been placed in the well was the night before the show. What's on move, sir? She's awful sure of herself. Yeah, she seems pretty confident there won't be any record of her entering the prison. In which case, we'll have to rely on something other than the records in question. We should listen carefully to her statements again and ask you pertinent questions. Well, I did ask all the questions. But yeah, so we shouldn't focus on official records like the security footage and the security gates. We should focus on something else. Would she really have known about the? Would she really know about Donald herself? I mean, it's really the only thing I have, to be honest. So, yeah, that's about the only thing I have that I think works.
Objection!
Nope, it was also wrong. Ah, blown up again! Let me try this.
Objection!
Nope. I'm at a loss here. Hang on. I'm at a loss here for a second. How much? Never went into the prison. Well, he didn't have to go into the prison because.
Objection!
Really? Crying out loud. So what would so we're not supposed to use official records, and she says evidence that proves she moved the body or was in the prison, because like you can't use the gate footage of the gates because it's not gonna work. Don't. Let me think about. I don't know. Actually, did I even press this one? I don't know if I did. Hang on. No, I didn't. I never did press this one. Whoops. Sure, maybe you didn't go for the main entrance to the prison. Well, what if you took another route? Oh, come on. Oh, come now, sweetie. You surely don't mean that awful, filthy tunnel they discovered. Why, until yesterday, I had no idea even it existed. No, you had another way in. I'm sort of certain of it. A route that didn't require going for the main entrance or the tunnel. The route you took one for this location. I guess I present the... Yeah, I guess I present the yard.
Take that!
Through the fence. Warden, you took Knight from his cell and brought him to your office, which just happened to be connected to the yard. If you had a way for the fence, then you would have been able to circumvent both the entrance and the tunnel. A gold star for creativity, darling. And how would I have gone through the fence, The extremely high fence, topped with razor wire and the thousands of volts of electricity going through it? Yeah, how was he supposed to have gone for that, The fence's electricity supply can be cut off from the power room. Only you had the key, Warden. Only you could have done it. Utterly ridiculous. The power room was on the prison side of the yard. One of the guard was on the detention center side. How would she even have reached the power room? Exactly, Verity, darling. Well, clever puss, you dug yourself a real hole now. There was no regular ordinary guard having entered the prison proper. Then the idea that she could have shut off the fence by using the breaker is out of the question. Ugh, but there must be some way she could have done it. Take a deep breath, big guy. Lose your cool and you've lost everything. If I don't find a solution, she might still wriggle out of this. Hey, I said take a deep breath, not freak out and completely lose your cool. There's only to be gained by banging your head against the same wall, yeah? No matter how you look at it, one of the guard couldn't have done it alone. Huh. Mr. Edgeworth, if you cannot find a objection! Shut up, I have an idea. You aren't doing yourself any favors by obstructing justice with your silence. That was a reflexive objection. Then I have yelled it. If I don't come up with an answer, it's all over. I have one more thing to add, if you'll permit me. Something that explains how the warden could have shut off the breaker from the wrong side of the fence? Yes, because it's not as possible as it seems. What enabled her to shut off the breaker? Or you'll go down the accomplice route again. My health is getting low. I don't want to risk it. She couldn't have done it alone. What if she wasn't alone? Oh, now it's talking. Way to flex the old gray matter, kiddo. I believe that Warden Lagarde had an accomplice. Enough. You disappoint Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? Mr. Edgeworth said nothing wrong. The inmates of the prison are all issued security bracelets. The ones that raise the alarm when people go where they're not supposed to. Ah! I see you realize your error. And we are, of course, within the prison grounds. We're not only are the bracelets worn, but even the guards surveil each other for signs of wrongdoing. In spite of all that, no one knows Mr. Coserado's escape. The only ones who are free to roam are the animals, and they most certainly could not have operated the breaker. No, so accomplice must be human. And who did it? Given that could not have been a prisoner or a guard. Don't be so quick to rule out either, Your Honor. The fact is, there was one person, someone whose movements weren't restricted. Now I have just the evidence to show who that free-roaming person was. Well, if it's evidence, it would probably be Saad's bracelet. Because we still have that. Yeah. This is one of the prisoner's bracelets. Indeed. A broken bracelet belonging to a certain self-proclaimed model prisoner. What do you mean? And who is this prisoner? Frank Sart, Warden Lagarde's favorite inmate. Ooh, we got her. It's strange, isn't it, Warden? That he was able to keep his broken bracelet hidden and wander freely around the prison all the while. That is pretty funky, and I don't mean in a good way. It couldn't be the case that he was permitted some sort of special leeway, could it? Although, you are in the habit of giving such leeway to certain others. Boded Homocarnis, for example. I can never pronounce that first name. Mr. Edgeworth, that is pure speculation. Oh, in that case, why don't we ask Mr. Sard himself? I'm confident he will confirm for us that he and Warden Lagarde were accomplices in this crime. If the two of them work together, a certain route into the prison becomes viable. The real route, Bridge Knight, was moved from his cell to the prison proper. Recall that there were two big obstacles in her path. First, the security cameras outside Knight's cell. Second, the electrified fence in the yard. But she was able to remove both obstacles in one fell swoop, by having Mr. Sarge shut up the corresponding breakers. Call to hold it. Alright, Prince Edgeworth, you've had your fun. And? You still deny it, Warden Lagarde. No, darling, you got me. I admit it. Warden? Tell me this isn't true. Sorry about it, honey. I'm afraid it is. Frankie helped me do it. No way! You did, Mr. Edgeworth, you got her! Nice doing it, cowboy. You won't be wriggling out of this now. As Mr. Edgeworth said, how you Frankie switch off the breaker. But we didn't kill Knight, did we? No, sweethearts, no we didn't. What? Warden, explain yourself. Oh, Verity, dear, I told you precious goddess will hear my excuses now. She is all merciful, but you have but to confess, and you shall be saved. Oh gosh, all right. I was being threatened. I had no choice but to do as he said. Who's he? Boded Homocarnis, that awful assassin. Goddess! How long has it been since that awful man came to my beautiful prison? I'll never forget the day he arrived. When we were alone, he said this to me. You should know that I have other dogs. Dogs not confined to this fine institution. Others? Yes, very loyal dogs. Dogs who would do anything I ask for them. Of course, he wasn't talking about the real dogs. He was talking about his very human cronies. And then, he said one last thing. I recommend that you take care in how you treat me during my stay here. I won't want to have to send my dogs on you, or your precious family. I had no choice, but I had no choice. I gave him that cell. I gave him everything he asked for. Everything. Wait, is that how you became the fixer? Yes, darling. I obeyed his every command and smuggled in for him all that he wanted. Eventually, I brought dear sweet Frankie into our little conspiracy. He agreed right away, of course, because I made things easier for him too. So you were smuggling in contraband. How exactly? Once a week, late tonight, Frankie would shut off the breakers. That allowed me to go from my office into the yard without being seen by the cameras. Then I simply dropped the packages down the well, and on the prison side I went back for the fence. Each one of the spritz with a little of my perfume. So that's what the sweet smell was. Yes, it was a signal for Connor's dog. When he picked up the scent, he would fetch the packages and bring them back to his master. We had to make sure the rocker wasn't in his cell at the time, of course. Can't be easy keeping him from finding out. Oh, we're all very much creatures of habit here at the prison, darling. Everything runs through a schedule. Meals, exercise, that sort of thing. We knew when he wasn't there. And that adorable little bear of his freezes with fright at the sight of Connor's dog. Poor thing. So there was no risk of him raising the alarm either. She has oversight over everything here at the prison, which made her the perfect mule. With her on his side, Connors couldn't fail. Frank would sneak out again early in the morning to switch the breakers back on, and our work was done. Apart from fixing the time codes of the camera, which I would do later, and then when I got the chance. Hang on. Come on. There we go. When I got the chance. You have shared a great deal, Warden. The goddess of justice will surely take your honesty into account. I've been the most dreadful fool I know I have. I'm supposed to be the one in charge. Dave Knight's murder was also one of our delivery days. And so Frankie, bless his heart, did his usual work with the breakers. There was no package for me to deliver that day, so I didn't go out into the yard. So that's the secret behind the fixer system, and why she was... Police have been trying to track down his accomplices for the longest time. Even I have to lend them a hand myself, you know. Friends know how many times I've hauled the stupid scoundrel to my office to talk to me. And no matter what I say or how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. That's why you interrogate Mr. Connors over and over. Exactly. I was trying to track down those horrible hench people of his. Aboard everything the people at least had on that rotten scoundrel. Which is every move, intercepted every letter he wrote. His letters. And I suppose you must have known about his correspondence chess games too. No matter what I did, I couldn't turn up any clues as to who his underlings were. Living it feel like this, it's... Oh, you just can't comprehend it. As you just heard for yourself, Mr. Edgeworth, the words of Lord and God's confessions have cleansed her of all suspicion. Sure, there is no need to hound her any longer. Has she really been cleared of all suspicion, though? Or is there more about her to uncover? I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this conversation isn't over yet. And I think the goddess of justice would agree. Seeming to make her suffer even more than she already has. Unfortunately, her suffering under Mr. Connors does nothing to prove her innocence in the night's murder. She admitted herself that she knew of, and even facilitated the so-called fixer's delivery route. believe she used the same route to move Knight's body. And where is your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? It is in fact the sweet smell of Knight's body. It's the exact same scent the Royal Guard uses to signal delivery. What do you make of that? Well, that's because we've done it so many times by now that the whole world probably smells of it. Some of it must have just rubbed off on his body. It does match the same Mr. Costerado provided. The smell. Yeah, we smell kind of nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. Smells sort of like dessert, I guess. Words would seem to suggest that the smell had permeated the well. Ugh! You're rather speechless, I see. And I hereby move to adjourn the session of the court. No! What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? What can I do? This is as far as we go. Finally! So we're actually done? Yes, Eustace, it seems we are. By the power vested in me, this court is adjourned. Who called it? Who was that? Hey, I'm here to save the day now. Come on, Judge G. Things were just getting good. Fender, you objected to my adjourning the session. No. Would have had objection if I wanted to do that. You do you, G. Adjourn, don't adjourn, whatever floats your boat. What are you doing, Mr. Fender? Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let's all just take a chill pill, shall we? But I mean, a square juggly goodness, anyone? Are you trying to get yourself charged with contempt of court? No, my bad. I just had a quick request to make is all. As to be Saint's lawyer, that is. Ah, yes, I had forgotten that you were his real attorney, Mr. Fender. How could you? Killing me here. Can you blame us? You've been making Mr. Edgeworth do everything this whole time. Right you are, which is why I figured it's time to put in some work. Work, you say? Somehow I don't believe you worked a day in your life. Unless this is me doing some prep work for the upcoming trial. Mind if I have questioned the witness? Now? Amusing, but what is there left to ask? I got a feeling my funny bone that thief's here was something more to tell us about the killer. Do I? Yes, indeed. See, as a major player on Team Simeon, I can spot a sympathizer when I see one. And you don't need to think he did it, do you? Tell us who did. Come on, spill the beans. We're all ears. Mr. Edgeworth, what's he doing? He's trying to coax Warden LeGard into giving something away. Ask yourself, why would you go to all the trouble of sending Knight's body on such an odd journey? It's because she wanted to frame Mr. Connus. She did? No way! If he was convicted of committing murder here, that could have been grounds for a transfer to another prison. Most likely a more secure facility. And where he'd be out of her hair forever. Precisely. She saw her opportunity and seized it. No, Saint can't not be the killer. That's not fair. It's already to prosecute him. I know, right? Maybe we should find out what she thinks first. Don't want to get the wrong guy, yeah? Nice. Then Mr. Wynn has to go along for two. Well, Warden, are you happy to testify further? Of course. How could I refuse this silver-tongued devil? Edikins, you have such a way with words. It is just doing my job, thief. Besides, one cannot tell the truth without telling the whole truth, can one? It's been dying to tell all verity, darling. Do say you'll let me. As you wish. Court is unadjourned. I can't believe you pulled it off, Mr. Fender. Ugh, me either. Thank you for the timely intervention. Hey, it's the least I could do. It's not wrong. I've been leaning on you hard. And besides, the defense never rests. Am I right? Steam is depending on us. Sadly, I think I just about exhausted my reserves of cool lawyer chat there, and we can't battle this up now. Which means you have to bat, Miles. Show him that never rest spirit. I shall. Fabulous. Then let's get started. Another testimony. I really don't think anyone could have done it but that dreadful man Connus. There's no time going on between him and the victim. Perhaps he simply took a disliking to him. He's certainly the type. Whatever the sort of details, it was him. He stabbed that poor man to death. And then he had his dog dispose of the body. It simply has to be what happened. The victim, Mr. Knight, yes? I did him the most terrible disservice. Yes, you killed him. I suppose you could put it that way. If it weren't for such a sorry excuse for a warden, this never would have happened. And that's why I have to clean up this terrible mess. One guard, as ever, your honesty is truly to your credit. I'm sure Mr. Knight is looking down and weeping tears of gratitude. You've clearly never met Mr. Knight. My truth. I'm gonna press everything. You seem very confident in your assertion. Why is that? Because all the other children in my little home are absolute sweethearts. They have faith in themselves and in one another. They have faith in the gods, in me. They work hard every day to better themselves. None of them would dare commit murder. It's a very touching reason indeed. And I don't believe a word of it. Connors, oh, he's watching to the core. He's the only one who would do something like this, like that. No, I'm not gonna press that one.
Hold it.
How could he take a disliking to somebody all the way over in the holding cells? Well, I'm just plucking possibilities out of the air, darling. As I said, there was no telling what really went on between them. You're so awfully serious, aren't you? With that in mind, of course. Why are you looking at me like that? So noble, so dashing that marvelous suit, so clever. I can feel myself becoming your biggest fan, darling. I really can. Ugh. Stay with me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't prepared for that mental onslaught. It's the old bag all over again. Whatever the sort of details, it was him who stabbed the poor man to death. Press it again. What more can you tell us about the sort of details? Well, we all know that Connors once did for a living. I doubt killing poor gave him much trouble. Especially as the victim was already injured. His neck, I think. Couldn't turn his head right to the right, poor dear. That's why they told me they brought him in anyway. Must make some sort of report for the warden when new prisoners are admitted. You seem keen for us to think you didn't know much about Knight. It's because I didn't, sweetie. The victim was simply a fun target to that monster, nothing more. I expect Connors to use his chisel that was hidden in that chest set, don't you? Awfully grisly business. Just imagine, the man probably didn't even have the time to cry out. I see. Thank you for your thoughts. They were very helpful. Now, actually, I'd like to hear about them in a little more detail, if you don't mind. Mr. Edgeworth, you're making me blush. I could chat with you all day. Ugh. Why do I look so nervous, darling? I'm only teasing. Of course, we can talk about them some more. Okay, there's our thing. So, you probably have to break this one now. Chisel hidden in the chest set. Huh, so I think this is definitely where you need to present it now, but I have a couple options. Either I present the chest set or I present the chisel itself. Wait a second. Wait. She said something about not knowing much from... Hang on. Okay, what's the pocket chest set? Warlord, you strike me as being more careful than the image you project suggests. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please, call me Fifi, or Sweetie Pie if you prefer. No, thank you. However, I think you may have been a little less careful than you realize in this instance. Teehee, aren't you just the most adorable little creature? Don't be embarrassed, we're all family here. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, don't let her get inside your head. You said earlier you didn't know much about Knight. In which case, I find it rather strange that you know about the chisel. Well, of course I do, darling. Do you think we don't check prisoners when they come in? He wasn't the one with the chest set, though. You're not talking way out of this, warden. That is entirely irrelevant, and you know it. Knight didn't bring the chest into the prison himself. It was brought by Mr. Singh when he came to visit. Knight wouldn't have had it with him when he arrived. What? I mean, of course, that when Mr. Singh came in, you checked him. I find that hard to believe, because if you did, it makes the story all the stranger. If you found the chisel, why did you not confiscate it then and there? Judge Gambit, did you tell anyone about the hidden compartment in the chess set? I did not. Oh. You know linked off findings, and how exactly did you learn about the chisel Warden in the guard? Because it certainly couldn't have been when you checked Knight or Mr. Saint on their arrival. Indeed, such a thing would imply an intentional oversight if it had been found yet let through. Precisely. So Warden Lagarde, and answer truthfully this time. Where and when did you learn about the chess set? If you want to answer, then allow me. I submit that you called to hold it. Alright, darling, there's no need to rub it in. You got me alright. I questioned Knight. That was when I learned about the chess set. But please you have to believe me, I did not kill him. One moment, Warden. This is a significant development. The court requests that you make a detailed statement on the record. Any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? None, Your Honor. Thank you, darlings. I'll clean up this awful misunderstanding, I promise. Very well, go ahead and warn Lagarde, and please tell the truth this time. The lies are starting to wear thin. This is my chance to expose her. Let's see what we got. My truth. Part 2. I said question Knight, but wasn't anything serious, you understand? I make a point talking to every newcomer to our little home. That was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. And after we talked, I am taken back to the cell straight away. The more she lies, the more thoroughly she seals her fate. So it was simply a conversation with a new detainee. That seems entirely above board. Exactly, Verity, darling. I knew you'd understand. Objection, I don't understand. What proof do you have to back up your statement? Why do I don't know why, but I just imagine that after he said that, Courtney just hit Edgeworth with the gavel. I suppose you'll see, won't we, Mr. Edgeworth? You may begin cross-examination. Getting serious, I made a point talking to every newcomer to our fellow home. That was no different. We just had a little chat, you might call it. A little chat, she says with pause. How was he when you spoke with him? Oh, he was so open and honest, darling. What? That guy? Honest? Oh, he was talking about one croissant and promoting a prawn. I suppose he must have been hungry. And croissant and promoting a prawn. Promoting a pawn. It seems he spared no one from his obsession with chess. I feel like this would be like she like pauses on chat. I have to present something here. This has to be something where I present something. At the same time, though, maybe I should press this one too. If we really had gone back to his cell, he would still be alive today. You really think I murdered the poor man right there in my office, don't you? What would your motive been, darling? I told you I barely knew him. I'm no angel. I make grudges against Connors, but I have nothing to do with that animal. He really does hate Connors. Huh? Lord Lagarde, I must insist that you append that statement to your testimony. Grudges against Connors, but I had nothing to do with that animal. Well, I guess that's where it's wrong. Because of this very literal thing right here.
Objection!
Judge Cavell, I'd like to take a look at this. Notes about a game of chess. What is the significance of this, Mr. Edgeworth? It was found in a nice cell, which is exactly what you said you saw it too, Warden Lagarde. But you didn't just see the game in a cell, did you? You've seen it in Mr. Connors' cell too. Well, what do you mean?
Objection!
Oh, come now. Don't tell me you haven't taken a look at the chessboard in maximum security. I imagine you watch his every move like a hawk. Or rather, I imagine you feel that doing so is your only option. If you want to find out who his cronies are, right? Personally, interrogating your own prisoners is highly irregular, to say the least. But as you said, Mr. Connors threatened you. You put your precious home at risk. That's why you took it upon yourself to question him. You wanted to find out who his dogs were. So what if I did? You also told us you read his letters, which means you must have known about one key fact. You knew he was playing correspondence chess. No. And then who should appear but Knight carrying with him a diagram of a very particular game? We ourselves used that diagram to infer a connection between the two men, and it seems you came to the same conclusion. But in your fear, you took your reasoning one step further. You surmised that Knight was Mr. Connors' henchman, sent to kill you. Which is the real reason why she had that chat with the Brownster. If his boss wouldn't crack, maybe he would. When you questioned Knight, you made another discovery. For there inside his chest set, you found a hidden chisel. The murder weapon itself. As far as you were concerned, the chisel meant one thing: Connors. Thus, you convinced yourself that Knight was working for Connors, and that is why you killed him. I see you have no more excuses. Judge Gambit, your verdict, please. Much as it grieves me, there would appear to be a little room for doubt. I hereby give my verdict. Bronco Knight was murdered by... Oh! In the name of the goddess of justice, who is it this time? What? It's a joke. It's all a big stupid joke. You people just don't get it, do you? I think we've proven that it's you who didn't understand things correctly. Me? Please, darling, I understand it all perfectly well, thank you very much. I understand that there's a glaring contradiction in your theory, Mr. Edgeworth. You're just grasping at straws now. I have no time for this. Your Honor, the verdict. I'm curious to hear what the warden has to say. What? You're dull, Verity. I just have one last thing to say. Then Mr. Edgeworth can declare himself the winner. Ewang? Okay, that was funny. Does anyone remember a certain autopsy report? And of course, we received the finalized version only this morning. That's right, and I was listening to what you told us about it, Verity. Even nobody else was. You said the wound was 4 inches deep. 4 inches? Wait. Riddle me this, Mr. Edgeworth. How does a tiny chisel make a 4-inch wound? Forgive me. Oh god, as I came perilously close to making a terrible mistake. Looks like your theory is the one that doesn't hold water, Edgeworth. What now? What do we do? It'll be fine. Mr. Edgeworth always comes through. Right, sir? I have nothing. I am a failure of defense attorney. Looks to me like the mouse-tron is out of commission. You're an attorney too, aren't you? Why don't you do something? Turn things on the head with desperate bluff. Run out the first mind-blowing thing that comes to you. Look, Detective, that was as much as a man acting as the next guy. But without evidence, we're up a creek without a paddle here. This might be the end of the road. We can't give up now. We have to do this. No, did everyone forget about the alligator? There was an alligator with that got metal detective in it. That has to do something with all this. It's probably gonna come up now. Actually, think about it. I'm certain that Warren Lagarde is the killer. It's the only explanation that fits the facts of this case. But the chisel wasn't the murder weapon. What other bladed weapon is there here in this facility? It seems we still do not have all the answers, nor the evidence to provide those answers. Alas, we must wait until the trial to see this matter resolved, I'm afraid. Come on, gee, you're just gonna give the killer a chance to destroy the evidence. Are you calling the judicial process into question, Mr. Fender? Yeah, no, not me, nuh-uh. I tried, Miles. Any bright ideas? What is the real murder weapon, since it's clearly not the chisel? Confound it, this question throws everything we deduced out the window. Nothing to add, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to remind you that claims not supported by sufficient evidence are subject to the harshest penalties. I have nothing. It's hopeless. I can't think of anything. I need more time. Loath as I am to admit it, I can't give up now. Remember Mr. Fender said? Simeon's counting on us. Without us, how upset he was devastated. Nobody's in more pain than him over Mr. Knight's death. There was no way he did it, but if we can't save him, who will? And what's more, he believes in us. He's sitting in that cell waiting for us to bring him some good news. And I, for one, won't walk away until we have some. Okay. Gee, Miles, your little buddy there's quite the motivational speaker. And she's right, too. When you find yourself on the ropes, think of your client. Picture them pleading with you to help them. Doesn't that make you want to fight back as hard as you can until the very end? Think of the old man, good old Gregory. No matter how bad things looked, he'd always find a way to turn things around and save his client. And you're just like him, right? If there's any way to force a turnabout here, you're the one who'll find it. Simeon's counting on you. Judge Gavel? You seem to have recovered your composure, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you mean to attempt a defense, I would advise you to consider the ramifications. You have repeatedly proposed misguided theories and have made numerous false accusations. If you do so again, I will have no choice but to judge you unfit to serve as a prosecutor, and relieve you of your badge, for good. She's right. I put forward a number of theories that prove to be flawed in one way or another. Have I made some sort of fundamental oversight? Wait, she said my theories were misguided. Nothing to say? And the court told me no more of your time wasting. I hereby, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, give my verdict. That's it. I've been thinking about it the wrong way all this time. My theories were misguided. I was being misled. The defendant is me insane. I think it's a little soon for that, Your Honor. I'd say it's well past due, darling. Would you agree, Verity? Mr. Edgeworth? You may proceed. What? I'd like to remind you of a few things. The sighting of his dog helmet, the fact that he wasn't at the show. These and other factors made Mr. Connors the obvious suspect at first. This again, Mr. Edgeworth, you seem almost proud of your blunder. What if the real killer wanted us to suspect Mr. Connors? What if it was all carefully arranged? And what if the same was true of the chisel, or a purported murder weapon? Might have been stabbed multiple times in the same place with a bladed instrument. What if he was stabbed with the chisel after the real murder weapon had been removed? Just to leave traces of blood on it for us to find. That was how the killer misled us into thinking the chisel was the murder weapon. But why mislead us in this way? Why indeed? Why make us think the chisel is the murder weapon rather than whatever was really used? Warden, you took advantage of what the chisel seemed to suggest. What it suggested? What are you talking about, darling? Mr. Winter, if I were to tell you the murder weapon was a chisel, what would you think? Huh? Now Mr. Connors is the killer? And there you have it. That was the trap the warden set for us. Oh, Mr. Connors has a bunch of chisels, so she wanted us to think it was one of his, right? Indeed. That was her plan right from the start. The frame bought in Connors. Your reasoning would appear to be sound. One of the guards certainly seems to harbor a deep and abiding hatred for Mr. Connors. However, I think you know what I'm going to say next. That alone is not sufficient proof that the Warden Lagarde is the killer. I knew that wouldn't be enough. There's only one thing that will prove it. The real murder weapon that we now know must exist. If you cannot prove your theory, then this conversation ends here. If we could just find the real murder weapon. How many times do we have to go over this? We searched the prison from top to bottom. Your sense is quite correct. No other possible murder weapon was found, so I'm afraid you're a bit of an impasse. I can still prove my case yet, Your Honor, because it's still here inside this prison. This would have made sure of that. The security gate! I'm glad you at least remember what it is, and you do remember what it does. Of course, I'm not an idiot. Security gate detects metal, which means you can't bring anything metal into the prison, or take it out. Oh! Precisely. If there was another murder weapon, it cannot have been taken off the premises. But nor can it have been brought into the prison in the first place. And so we find ourselves right back where we began. Judge Gavel, what I'm trying to tell Mr. Edgeworth is that if you wish me to believe that there is another murder weapon here in the prison, you will also have to explain to me how it got here. Alright, we know that the chisel was smuggled into the prison inside a pocket chest set, but our contention is that the chisel is not the real murder weapon. So if the weapon came from outside the facility, then there must have been a way to bring it in. Yes, the question of the hour is this: can you show me this alternate route? Ugh. How did the weapon Lord and Guard used to get into the prison? You borrowed evidence from the police to help with the investigation. Is that correct? Well, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Connors was with me now. Heaven knows how many times I've hauled the secretive scoundrel to my office to talk to me. Of course, that's how. fact that this is here with us shows how a belated object could have been brought into the facility. Wait, shoot. No. Ah! What was it? Oh. The bells.
Take that.
Let me remind you of our conversation with Mr. Connors yesterday. Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of only two in existence. Just two? Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are my guide after all, and I must be able to use my tools precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. So you see, there is a way for objects to be brought into the prison unscrutinized, as part of the evidence Lawyer Guard borrowed from the police. Mr. Collins' knife was part of the evidence in the case against him. That evidence was here in the prison. But not only that, but the knife had a certain bell attached to it. The bell was attached to the chisel. Correct. The killer took the bell from the chisel. The killer took the bell from the knife and attached it to the chisel. But that can't be right. The chisel only had Mr. Knight's fingerprints on it. Easy enough to explain that the killer wore gloves. She made it look as if the chisel wasn't a murder weapon, and then attached the bell to it. In doing so, she made sure that all the evidence pointed to Mr. Connors. And who would access the evidence from which the bell was taken? Why, only the person whom it had been entrusted. Who was it, sir? Who's it with gumshoe? I believe that would be you. Isn't that correct, one on the guard? Bells aren't exactly rare, you know. Anyone could have set that up. Objection! Oh, look, for you, that isn't quite true. These particular bells are unique, because there are only two of them in existence. What? By attaching that bell to the chisel, you as good as declared yourself the killer. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to end this stream. I'm gonna have to hope this case ends soon. But you don't have any proof that the knight was ever even here to begin with. I don't. Not yet, anyway. Mr. Winter, I'd like to order another search of the prison right away. Huh? But you do find something that's going to make things awkward for me. This isn't about what's convenient for you. We have to find the truth. You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Well, yeah, but, you know, it's for the excuse for a prosecutor. If I had an investigative authority, I wouldn't be sitting on it. Anyhow, it's not my decision to make. The warden would have to authorize it. Know full well that she will do no such thing. You have the power to search. Use it. Sorry, dog, but not without that evidence. The goddess of justice cannot bestow blessings on those who lack proof to support their claims. The work here is done. The rest of the matter will have to be settled in the courtroom. No. Give the guard the opportunity to destroy whatever evidence is left. I have to object. I have to stop them. What do I say? I don't have anything concrete to offer. What am I thinking? I'm never this reckless. No, I can't back down now. I have to put everything on the line. I'm not a prosecutor right now. I'm an associate attorney with a client to defend. Only I can save Mr. Saint. And that means, even if my chances are 1,000,000 to 1, it's still worth a shot. It's now or never. Should I object? I suppose this must be how a certain serial bluffer always feels. Regardless, I cannot walk away. Unfortunately, I have to walk away because I'm out of time for the day. I know there's not much left of this case, but like I said, I'm out of time for today. So I will try to pick this back up again tomorrow or the next day, and we'll definitely finish this case then and start case 3. So I hope you all enjoy the case. I'm actually very interested in seeing where this goes in the end. I 100% know the alligator is going to be evolved somehow. So we'll find out how the alligator is evolved the next time. So see you then. Goodbye.